in the University of Koba. Pathology. And he will present the title that was already posted and displayed it. And at the end of the program, I think he may share some experiences for us, and we give limited time for him. And now, Mr. Jemal, you can start and ask me start.
Thank you very much. Saying this, I will speak to English. Of RMG8 and RMG-119 to Bangladesh isolations, and the development of molecular markers to incorporate these resistance genes in real life varieties. Maybe the topic is not clear for you. RMG8 and RMG-119 is resistance genes which is found in cultivars, wheat cultivars. I'm actually working on wheat cultivars, but the disease is blast. So we call it wheat blast. They are somewhat similar with rice blast. My presentation will have 3 topics. I will give you some highlights as introduction and results and my future plan. In the next year, I'm going to do some activities as a part of this chapter 1 experiment. To say something about the blast, as everybody knows, this is very famous in Norway and society, and especially in Asian countries, a very problematic disease on graminous crops like rice, wheat, and several graminous crops. It can cause 5 to 100% yield loss. In most cases, it causes 100% yield loss unless we control it. So this is the picture shows this disease doesn't only attack wheat or rice. It can attack various crops like finger millets and the turf grasses, foxtail millet, oats, and the panicum. What is it? Swallow? Okay. Last year when I was in our compound. So this is just a subpopulation of the disease, and they cannot cross-attack each other. Feed, which is made by sequence, is maybe new for you. Every disease sample will be isolated and check for the sequence from DNA, and then we check how they are related to each other. So according to the phylogenetic tree, you can see that rice blast and the wheat blast is completely different. Maybe it's difficult for you to read these samples also are collected from Bangladesh. And in 2017, again this disease spread to India. In the future, this plan, different researchers speculated that it will be occurred in Bhutan. Because India, Bangladesh, and Norway, we just saw different types of cultivars and select which is very risky. But the one we are doing is the molecular method, we select the resistance genes in any cultivar and incorporate to the cultivar we need. So that makes a difference. So it's kind of genomic breeding. And among them, the one which is highlighted in red is more effective, especially at high temperature and heavy usage. And by nature, this wheat blast is considered as a head disease. That means it mainly attacks the panicles, not the leaves, unlike other crops like rice. So we are focusing on the resistance genes, which is more effective in heavy usage. So the objective is just, same with the title, we are just planning to identify the effect of these two genes, the last two genes, and developing molecular markers to incorporate them in elite varieties. So it's to give you some highlights on the result we observed. So far we conducted the effects of RMG8 and RMG-JR9 119 to Bangladesh isolated at seedling stage. For this we used around 23 test cultivars, 10 triticum isolators that was collected from Brazil and Bangladesh. We just use Brazilian isolates as a control because, as I told you, this is first observed in Brazil and then spread to other countries. We usually use Brazilian isolates as a control. And we also use different conditions because the effect of this disease is different in different conditions. So this is just to show you the procedure for phenotyping. Inoculation procedures. At seedling stage, we usually use 15 days from the growing fungus to evaluation. This is just to give the information about the isolate and the report. This is the way we recorded the infection type. Maybe very important for crop protection researchers. So this is the result we observed. As I have told you, we use about 23 cultivars, which is shown in this direction. And the green highlighted one is a control one, which is very susceptible to the disease. And the others are resistant cultivars. Call these two resistance genes, which are RMG8 and RMG-JR119. As you can see, at this stage, most of the resistant cultivars are still resistant, and the susceptible cultivars. But when the temperature is increased, this is at 25 degrees Celsius, there are still a resistance. Resistant cultivars are still resistant, and also susceptible cultivars are still susceptible. But at 28 degrees Celsius, high temperature, some resistant cultivars is changed to susceptible one. So this is just to see how the genes work. As I have described earlier, some resistance genes work at high temperature and some cannot. This is just to show you how the research and the infection assay is done, and just it's similar with the previous data which is shown on table. But so as a summary, we've used around 10 isolators. From 10 isolators, there are 5 T105 and T106 isolators. They are the most virulent isolators. I'll tell you later why they are more virulent and why others are less virulent. All RMG8 and RMG8 plus RMG-JR119 carrying cultivars show resistance to all isolators at 22 and 25 degrees Celsius. But when the temperature increases to 28, some of them become susceptible. But there are some optional, or for example, one and one cultivars carries only RMG 8, but still more instant than those cultivars carrying 2 genes. Maybe this is related with the sequence, the isolated sequence. And the next topic we've conducted in this series at heading stage, similar work but different stage. So for heading stage, we just use some representative cultivars, susceptible, and 2 genes carrying cultivars and 1 gene carrying cultivars. And we've used around 5 isolated from Bangladesh and 2 isolated from Brazilian isolated. And we use 2 conditions. Because from our experiments, we observed that at 22 degrees Celsius, this disease cannot attack heading or the head of the wheat plant. That's why we only do 22 degrees Celsius. The GR341. But at heading stage, it's less effective than those 3 cultivars. It may be related with the RMG8. The genes the cultivar is holding is not that much effective at heading stage. This is just to show the reaction of cultivars at different temperatures. So from this, we may assume that cultivars having 2 or more genes are more important to control this disease. So as a future plan, I'm planning, still up to now, we just did phenotyping. We just grow the plant, infect the disease, and then phenotyping. We just record the reaction. But from now, we do more depending on the phenotype data. So for this, we do sequence analysis of the RMG8. You remember, RMG8 means resistance gene in the cultivar, wheat cultivar. But RMG8 means another resistance gene in the isolate. They are very different. RMG8 is resistance gene in isolate. RMG8 is resistance gene in cultivar. They read each other. So scientists call this gene-to-gene reaction. That is why the cultivars develop resistance. So we see the sequence analysis of this resistance gene in isolates, and then the reactional analysis of resistance to the Bangladesh isolates, specifically to the Bangladesh isolates. And we, after the 2 activities, we go for molecular mapping. This is the final work to just use genes for controlling the disease. Once we develop the molecular map, we can easily incorporate into the cultivars we need and easily control the disease. From this topic, I just have this. And before, and there are many steps in government. But through private scholarship, you can just communicate, directly communicate to the sponsor or university. But you have to have capacity to do that. So the rate one is not needed for private scholarship. So what we need for a scholarship is, as a government, we have to fulfill high working efficiency. If you may come from the government, they usually compare different researchers and they may take the one which is performing very well. So we have to have high working efficiency, strong communication with hierarchical personnel. We have to have strong communication with our bosses. And the others are very common for private environments. government. We just need active fellowship of scholarship pages. We have to subscribe, or we have to have link with universities. So this left side is when you read some scholarship on the website, you may always get this page. And as a researcher, we should have to read updated scientific papers, because scientific papers are very dynamic. They improve or change over time. So we have to follow the updated information. You may be experienced. You should cite very recent paper. That is because it's changing over time. So you don't have to go with old information. You should have updated your knowledge through following scientific papers, by following very known publishers. The other one is seminar like today's. We have to just share some information. We don't have to go detail of our work. We can present our ongoing or complete activities or some published papers. The other information I got is published papers is not must be your paper.
Nice presentation and relatively efficient time use. Obviously. So this it is time for new comments and writing patients managing business. I think we would like to say thank you very much for this experience share on capacity building, especially on how we can replace scholarships and general procedures, information sharing, as well as culture of Japan's, especially on punctuality. So thank you very much on this information. You can give comments and raise questions for you.
So first of all, I would like to thank Mr. Jemal for the presentation as well as coming here at our center. I really appreciate that. My question, not a question, but like a concern, is there any possibility that the output of your research will be beneficial for maybe for finger millet blast disease?
Here I have about 3 questions. The first one, you have used wheat blast in general, but I expect that there may be different races of wheat blast. So, which race you have used for to inoculate that in that varieties towards that you have already selected resistant genes. Next one, how did you probably to say they are susceptible or not? How do you measure degree of viral severity or pathogenicity? As well as in this case, since I am confused with this severity and pathogenicity, probably the difference between these two terminologies. The third one, I think there are so many molecular markers. So, which one you have used for your research? And I think, as I see, already you have started your research. Even you have the results and so on. So, have you already started your dissertation? Since you have about 2 years after, and it is, I think, a part of your dissertation. So, how long is the time of research, and what about lecture class? And the fourth, probably, depending on your research, what may be the implication of your research for our home country, especially on this devastating finger-millet blast, as already was by Brett. As you know, there is a devastating case in case of finger-millet in the previous 2 years. So this is all about my question. Thank you.
I have one question. What methodology you follow for isolating the blast resistant G? Because I haven't seen any methodology. Rather, as you put in result part, maybe in our country, some papers are present introduction, methodology, and result. But you put in introduction and result. So just I'm not clear methodology and the result one. Thank you.
I have two questions. You prepare or you collect isolates from two countries like Bangladesh and Brazilian isolates for control. Do you have any chance for preserving Ethiopian isolates? Do you have any chance? And another one is the infection type. The infection increase when temperature increase from 22 to up to 28 degrees centigrade. When you come to our country, our wheat growing areas are below 20 degrees centigrade, I think. So, how do you coincide your research within Ethiopian condition? This all.
How my research helps in my country's problem. And to answer these questions, basically we are focusing on the general topic. And as you know, I already developed for proposal for our country's problem, especially which is related to finger millet and tape. And my first experiment, planned experiment was to this topic. But for now, as chapter 1, this is the learning phase, and my advisor recommended me to work on wheat blast, which is already running in the university. And the procedure we are following for this activity is directly related with the procedure we are going to use for finger millet topic or finger millet and tape experiment topic. So in this procedure, we learn how to do the experiments, the procedures. But from this experiment, the result from this experiment will work for other cultivars, other crops also in different countries, not only Ethiopia but other countries. For your information, Kobe University is the only university in the world working on wheat blast. So every information coming from this university is expected every year to be used in different countries. So it is somewhat related to our countries also, but as I've told you, it is learning phase for the next experiment. So the topic is maybe, as I have highlighted at the first page of my introduction, when we discuss about wheat blast, we also consider finger millets, and unfortunately we didn't include tape because we couldn't get tape isolated in other countries. And we included every isolated from different crops and other grass types which can be affected by this disease. So we can learn how they react to the crops and what gene works for that crops. I have showed the table different genes. We got about 9 genes, and these 9 genes work for different crops. And for this time, we only focusing on those genes that can work for wheat. But there is also other genes that can work for finger millet and other grass types. But up to now, we couldn't include teff isolate because the policy of Japan, we cannot import isolates from Ethiopia because they fear that we may introduce the disease to the country. That's the main difficulty to include our isolates. And the other is the question related to the race. Yes, it is very correct. We may have different races in wheat class, but here we just naming them as isolate, not races. Isolate means when you do survey or collect some disease sample, when you take from one position, we just call it one isolate. In another position, another isolate. We didn't go for the races. But through molecular work, we extract the DNA from that isolate, and we see the sequences difference. And when they are very similar, we just take some representative one. And when they are different, we just separate as a different isolate. That's the way we are using. We didn't name them by race. But for sure, they are very different races. And regarding the severity, how to measure severity, maybe we already identified 9 resistance genes. It's not done by me, but the laboratory team already identified these genes. But the rest activities is not yet done. That's why I'm continuing on that. But the way they identify the gene is actually very sophisticated. We use molecular weight. It's a kind of gene knockout, and we have to see the different isolates, and then from the isolates we have to have the control gene, which you have already isolated before, and then compare with that isolate through repeated infection assay. When you infect the seedling, you see different phenotypes, and you have to get DNA from those showing resistance. And then that DNA will be sequenced, and we will have to see the specific genes which is working for resistance. It's very clear for the detailed procedure because I didn't do that isolation. And I already answered that I couldn't do the Ethiopian isolated because even the university have collected the isolated before 20 years. Still we are using that isolated because it's very expensive and they cannot repeatedly collect isolates from different countries. But after 2 years there is a plan to update those isolates because isolates are changing over time. They change the races, the virulence of the time. And for this time, we are just using the isolates already kept at laboratory. This is all your question. That we will come to the
ጥያቄ ካለ